Good afternoon and welcome to a CWHITT session. What is a CWHITT session? I'm so glad you asked.
I did. I was asking in my head.
In your head. A CWHITT session is a surprise interview in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. I've been teasing all day that I was coming to speak with a surprise guest, and it is none other than Mr. Antuwan Clemmons of a new platform that we're going to talk about today, but most importantly of LRP. I've been knowing you for quite some time. I have watched your career evolve and all of the many different things that you have generated with your business. But we have some important news to share. But
exciting
before we hit on with it, tell everybody who you are, Antuwan.
Well, those that don't know me, I'm Antuwan Clemmons. I serve as the chairman and CEO of the LRP network, and I want to welcome CWHITT to the LRP Tower. We're here in beautiful downtown Hammond, Indiana.
We're neighbors, actually.
Neighbors,
yes,
right next door.
My office is across.
I'm going to come and borrow some sugar tomorrow.
Yes, we got you. And it's amazing to see, if we look out the window, all of the development that is happening here in downtown Hammond, and you and your team are a part of that action.
Exciting.
So what's going on with LRP, Antuwan?
Can't tell you too much right now. I have to come back for another surprise session, but right now we're just focused on moving into the technology age of the business. Those that remember LRP were more so on the entertainment front of things, but during the pandemic and right before the pandemic, actually, we started moving into technology, which helped us survive during the pandemic. A technology-driven media company, and we're really excited about that. Technology front, our platforms up front, and the entertainment and the media side is the driver to bring the fans or the customers to our platforms.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. You and I met a couple of months ago, and when you shared the idea that you had brewing and was putting the final touches on it, I was like, when are we going to do this? When are we going to tell folks? So, in so many spaces, pre-pandemic, during pandemic, now we need a way to get to our events, right? We need tickets, and most recently I was in Detroit on an assignment, ended up going to a concert, needed to get on a platform to get tickets. You get your instructions and things like that, but I will confess it was offered on a mainstream, bigger platform. You and your team have broken into this industry with one of the first Black-owned ticketing platforms in Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland. Ticketmee! That's how I say it. Ticketmee! So tell everybody exactly how Ticketmee works, because there are some features that are different from your Ticketmasters and your Eventbrites. And so I said, you're on to something. I'm just waiting till it goes public so I can invest. But that's another show.
There you go.
Tell me what Ticketmee is all about, how it works.
Well, Ticketmee came out probably a couple years ago, and we just beta tested it with our own shows. And the reason why we did this was because of the ability to have control, number one, and we're a smaller promotional company. So sometimes you may need your box office money to finalize your event. You don't have to cancel your event because you just don't have it. The patrons can come out and support, but you don't have to cancel that event that has maybe 1,500 people there, but you don't, and you have maybe $10,000 sitting in your box office, but you can't touch it until normally 7 days until after the event. So we wanted to block that. We wanted to get away from that hold on monies. So we worked with a team out of Florida and out of the UK to help us make sure, number one, the events are secured, so that in case fraud happens, you don't people that's creating events and say, hey, I got an event, but really they don't have an event. And then they take the patrons' money and forget about it. So we worked with a company out of the UK and a company here in Florida to help us develop this product and this platform. So Ticketmee is now live. So if you have any events coming up, you don't have to use Eventbrite. You don't have to use Ticketmaster. You can go to Ticketmee. That's Ticketmee with 2 E's. Ticketmee.com to start putting your events the same way you use Eventbrite, the same way you create events on Ticketlocity and other platforms. You can use it the same way. And there's tutorials on Ticketmee that show you how to create your event or shop around for events that's coming up in the Chicagoland area. That's coming. We have a partnership with StubHub. I'm really excited about that. So that will be launching July 1, where other events from StubHub will be transferred and used through Ticketmee. So I'm really excited about that as well.
Oh, that is awesome. Now there is another feature to this. I love the part about being able to get your money up front. aren't there some money-making opportunities that go
absolutely.
along with it?
There's some affiliate programs for Ticketmee as
yes.
well. So, people with events, send them our way. And look at the affiliate program on our site, and you'll learn how you can be able to be an affiliate with Ticketmee and make money utilizing the Ticketmee platform. It's very exciting. And the great thing about it is that we don't hold money. If you have a request and you're making money through the platform, we give it to you right away. You say, hey, I got money sitting there, I want it, we send it to you through our insurance feature that's on our platform. So it makes it easier for us and make it easier on the promoter to be able to make sure that event happens. So
now let me ask you this, that's a great benefit.
Yeah.
So what if there's, I don't know, an act of God, you have to reschedule,
right.
How does that work within
through the
platform?
event insurance?
Okay.
So through the event insurance, Event Protect is one of our providers. So through that insurance, you can either refund the money through your insurance claim. That's only if the patron opt into having their insurance. If not, they'll get what we call Ticketmee credit, and then they'll be able to use that at another
time.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there a limit on the size of the event? Like,
no.
I have to have 50 guests in order to use the platform?
No, you can have one guest and use the platform. You have a maximum of 10,000 or 20,000 guests, 100,000 guests, please, on the platform, and there's no limit, minimum or maximum on the platform.
So tell me how this all came about. Was it an idea in the shower? Was it something you had put on your idea list years ago?
Well, we were using a competitor, I guess, at that point in time, when we were doing our wrestling events, and they got into an issue where they were holding our funds. I mean, giving us an allowance on our money.
On your money.
How do you do something like that? Yeah. And as an innovator, we sat in our war room and said, you know what, why don't we just create our own? And that was our first move into, not want to say our first move, our second move into digital platform. Our network, our streaming platform, that was one of our first platforms we created. And so as we move into that digital age of creating platforms, we're creating one right now. I can't wait to announce in 6 months here on your show.
I'm
really excited about that one. But creating Ticketmee was a way to say, okay, here you have this platform holding funds, and that wasn't just us. And they did it probably times 100 during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We had 18 live events scheduled, and out of those 18 live events, we had to postpone because of because of the pandemic. But they were still holding those funds.
They were holding that money
for 6-7 months before you got your monies back.
And how are businesses and people who are event planners,
especially
and promoters,
smaller ones,
you can't operate like that.
No. So creating this, we will not do that. We will not hold funds. They will be there. We make our money off of the processing fees. That once that's done upon transaction. The money's just sitting there upon your request.
So Antuwan, how does it feel to be an innovator like that? Because this puts me in the mind of, your Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
They start small and said, hey, I think I want to do a little network on
Yeah.
college campus. And then look what it turned into.
Right.
You may have something that turns into something massive. Are
Yes.
you ready for that?
It's exciting. I don't know from the team standpoint, because once I got a taste of this, I'm like, okay, what's next? And they're like, oh, here we go.
That's a true entrepreneur to me.
Yes, and so we're in that platform development stage of the business, really heavily towards the platform development. So I'm excited, and I'm always looking at the need of what's out there. What do people really need in our industry, in the media industry? Wink, wink. 6 months, you'll hear a lot of new announcements about that. And here in the entertainment industry, where Ticketmee now provides a resource mainly for those smaller promoters that's trying to create events, but really doesn't have the team, the strength to really do it. It takes a lot to do this, as you know. You can't do it without a team.
But Antuwan, what I'm getting excited about is all the potential partnerships that you can not only forge here locally, because this is a global platform, but I'm already sitting here thinking of which one of my clients has an event coming up where they need to, have your reservation list. So does it have all those features?
It has
too,
reservation list, checklist. You can scan your QR codes. You can actually bring us in to help with your events. So there's there's a lengthy
lots of options
on the platform, and then reaching out to us directly. You have a team right here on site that can help you, especially in a 70-mile radius. We're not that big that we can come and help you outside of a 70-mile radius, not yet, but within a 70-mile radius, you will have a team on hand that can help you with your live events.
Because here's the thing, I work with different nonprofit organizations, and they have galas, and fundraisers, and that one hiccup sometimes is that whole check-in
Yes.
and ticketing process. And
See, we went through it already for you and with our live events. So we like to have a smooth transaction from the door to the performance.
Okay.
So we're a customer of our own product first.
Okay.
Anything we do, we have to beta test it on ourselves.
Gotcha.
And so it's very important that we have a stressless process from check-in to check-out to making sure that the customer enjoy the event. They're not coming to be sitting in the line for 2 hours trying to wait till you find their name on the list. It should be an easy transition.
So
we make
with
sure that the system does
Does
that.
that mean I can come with my little smartphone
Yes.
and say boop and you
And
say
scan.
click and I can get on into the
Exactly.
event?
And thank you for taking me.
I love it. If you're just tuning in, welcome to another WHITT session. I'm talking with my buddy Antuwan Clemmons. He's done it again, y'all. Let me just back up and tell them when I first met you.
Oh, here we go.
Right, here we go. So Antuwan, for those of you who are not familiar with his political days, proudly served, which I just thought was historic and awesome, as one of our school board members.
Yes.
How old were you?
I was 22 when I was elected.
So you're 22.
Yes.
And
Time go back
you
fast.
turned, and he's 23 now.
Yes,
No,
absolutely. You heard it live right here.
Yes.
23 now.
Lies. No, we were looking like you were the talk of the town.
Yeah.
To take that leap of faith to run,
Woo.
to
What
be
a
able
leap.
to represent a district that you were too far removed
Yes,
from,
absolutely.
so that you could represent the ideals, the sentiments of our young people. And I thought that was well received.
Yes.
We watched you grow into that role and make a great impact. And now, being an entrepreneur in our community, this just represents another avenue of those things, Antuwan. But I just had to tell you, I was like, I was one of those like, now what is this little young man think he's getting ready to do? But no, you had a voice.
Yes.
You spoke up for the young people, and they definitely appreciated that. And so, not to go off subject, but I don't know if there are any other political aspirations. But you have Ticketmee going on, so I don't know if you have time for that. But that's definitely another way that we make an impact in the communities we serve.
Absolutely. And we travel and talk a little bit about the community. And in my travels, we hear a lot of negative things locally. But believe it or not, there's not a lot of negative things talked about our community outside of us. Unfortunately, we have to be able to tell our story a little bit better.
Yes.
And it always excites me when I'm out of town, and I normally, because I'm born and raised in Chicago, but moved to Gary in 2006, and when I'm out of town and I say I'm from Gary, Indiana, just a great response you get. You don't hear, we hear murder capital, blah, 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 blah. No, they're great reception, and how can we help? How can we get involved? That's always an exciting thing.
And I feel like it's people like you and me, I'll go ahead and take a piece of that are helping to change that narrative.
Yes.
And there's this groundswell, for those of you who don't know, of young entrepreneurs.
Right.
And what we have to do more of, Antuwan, and those of you watching, we have to do more networking and collaborating. So you have created a platform for us to ticket our events. So for those of you who are watching in the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area and beyond, Ticketmee is the new thing. It is the thing for you to put your events online, get your money real time.
Whenever you want it.
Yes, because I won't name any other platforms, but there's another platform that I use for a club that I belong to, an alumni club. And I was waiting on, I'm like, when am I going to get this payout so that we can give the scholarship to the students? It's a whole process. And they get to make the rules. So if you could reiterate again how Ticketmee works and how the user has the power to get their funds.
It's people power. Connecting the dots into entertainment, that's our slogan. And so we want to make sure that you have the power. We're the platform, but you have the power. So at your request, you will request a payout, and within 48 hours, we submit that payout to you immediately. Again, we're here, we're local. You can see our faces. There's a whole team behind the platform, and we make sure that you get what you request, as long as it's done. I want to say Burger King have it your way, but mostly everything on the platform that is in your control, in your back office, that you are able to see and control, we'll be able to provide those services.
I like the part where you say we can see our faces, because I'll never meet Mr. Eventbrite or Mr. Ticketmaster, whoever that big conglomerate is. Let us put you on a brief hold, and we'll get back to you to remedy your situation.
And the hold is not brief. If you're familiar with those platforms.
It is not. So as far as the promotional side of it, are we able to communicate with our ticket holders to say, hey, make sure you don't bring a backpack that's clear,
Yes.
or make it to smaller size, or early
you have
arrival
access
is
to all
encouraged.
of that information, all of that data to reach out directly to your providers, and it becomes your database at that point in time. So you'll be able to reach back out. You'll be able to reach back out to those same patrons for your next event. You want to be able to keep that database for yourself to be able to use for future events.
Oh, you are talking some good talk to me. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I am chatting with Antuwan Clemmons, entrepreneur extraordinaire with a new platform. And so this is just the beginning for us, right? This little conversation was the kickoff, but we have some promotion to do ourselves, sir, to make sure. I just want the website to crash. I always set this little personal goal to say, I dare you to crash the website. Ticketmee.com. I think I want to do the voiceover.
There you go, please. It's already done.
You can clip this audio.
We're clipping this audio right now.
We are in beautiful downtown Hammond. My office is located across the street. And again, being accessible is very key when people have questions. But the platform is live. Before we get out of here, can you give me an example of some of the events that have recently taken place on the platform to make people say, oh, I'm comfortable?
Sure. So if you're familiar with the only live event that took place in 2020, the Ting concert right here in beautiful downtown Hammond was done on Ticketmee. There's a great group called King's Collectives in Chicago that does a event at WOW here in Chicago.
That's that reggae joint.
Yes, I love it. Every third Wednesday of the month in Chicago at WOW here, called This Is It Chicago, which is a reality series going on for those talented individuals trying to make it in the industry. If you're familiar with the event that we was doing last summer, that's coming back here in the next couple of months. Midweek Comedy and Jam Night was done on the platform. But again, not just people that we know. We wanted to get outside of our circle of folks now at this point that it's ready to be globally launched. So those of you that have events, bar mitzvahs, weddings, whatever, you can put it right on the platform. It doesn't have to be a concert or a gala. It can be any event that you have to have patrons, because it helps you control your guest list. And it's just a great event. Event organizer is a great platform for you.
So is there an app that you download that goes with it, or you just do it from the website?
Just that website is mobile friendly at this point in time. The app should be available by the end of this year. But that's a whole nother undertaking.
But you know, I knew all that kind of stuff. For that.
But it's mobile friendly, so you can still use it on your mobile device, tablet, etc. And you can access it again. Ticketmee. That's Ticketmee with 2 E's.com.
So Antuwan, I'm just so excited for you. This week, in addition to this interview, we're going to blast out to my database of only about 40,000 folks. We're going to tell them, just a few folks, we're going to tell them about Ticketmee. And I really encourage you, we are very focused on supporting local, supporting our own, and so
it's right here in Northwest Indiana.
Right here in Northwest Indiana,
beautiful downtown,
and we're always having events.
Yes,
you know that's what the WHITT platform is about: promoting events.
See her everywhere.
Now I'm like, just see me on Ticketmee.
There you go.
That is so amazing, and on behalf of me and my team, we are so honored to be able to help promote this initiative. Please keep us in the loop on what's next, all the developments, so we can share it with everyone who's watching. And I'm just going to watch those numbers go.
There we go.
Now, I need you to pick up the phone and answer my emails now.
Gotcha, I got you.
Once it just goes bananas, so I'm like, now, who is this? I'm going to be like, it's me.
Oh, never forget Chelsea. See, it's all over the place. We appreciate you, number one, because just like, a lot of entrepreneurs, you have the choice to go anywhere around the world, and you choose to stay here and fight for the community. Right behind the camera over there, you have Amber, a former student. I seen when I was on the school board, and her and her circle at that point in time was getting out, stopping the violence and everything that they was doing. So it makes me proud when she walked in today to see her doing her thing. So we appreciate you, number one, for staying local as well.
Thank you. Well, to all of you, one more time, please make it a point today to share this video. Go to Ticketmee, 2 E's, Ticketmee.com. Don't laugh at me, Amber. I like to say it like that. It makes it stick though. Because now when somebody sees you, they're gonna be like,
that's gonna be the promotion from now on.
Exactly.
The first commercial you see is gonna be Chelsea on it.
Yeah, you'll get an invoice, but that's later. Thank you so much for tuning in to this session of see WHITT sessions with Antuwan Clemmons,
Thank you.
LRP. We expect great things,
Yes.
and we will be back for more updates.
Yes.
Everybody enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and we'll see you soon.